Now, the Wabash Valley's most watched newscast continues with all you need to know in 10.
We don't have a lot of details right now, but we can tell you that around 6 this morning, Terre Haute police and paramedics were called to the scene of a stabbing at 2220 South 8th Street here in Terre Haute. Now, police aren't releasing any details right now, but of course, News 10 and WTHI-TV.com will bring you more information as it becomes available. As the November 2nd midterm election approaches, experts say Hoosier votes could impact the overall makeup of Congress. A handful of states like Indiana will be closely watched as politicians wait to see how Hoosiers vote. Tea Party candidates won several primaries, adding another element to the races. But for Hoosiers, like voters across the country, one expert says the main concern is an economic turnaround.
Indiana has been feeling the economic hardships just like the rest of the nation. So Dan Coates, as a popular message, has been pulling away a bit by bit in the polls against Brad Ellsworth.
And as we get closer to those November 2nd midterm elections, News 10 is your primary source for your complete election coverage. If you have any topics you'd like us to cover in our Political Watch 10 reports, just head over to WTHI-TV.com or WTHI Facebook pages and leave your comments. A constitutional question on the November ballot in Indiana may permanently change the way local governments pay for services. Governor Mitch Daniels has thrown his support behind a push for making property tax caps permanent by writing them into the Indiana state constitution. Tax caps have already cut millions of dollars out of the budgets of small cities in southern Indiana, and in Vincennes, officials are adding fees to keep services going.
Indiana now has, statistically, among the very lowest property taxes in the country. We want to make them stay there.
Because of recent economic conditions and property tax caps, that money isn't there anymore.
Local government leaders around the state say if these tax caps do become a part of the Constitution, cities and counties will either have to rely on fees or cut some services completely. Millions of tax dollars are spent each year on providing medical care to Vigo County inmates, and most of those inmates are in jail on meth-related charges. Sheriff John Marvel says the medical cost of inmates when he began as sheriff was around $400,000. Now, around $1.5 million goes towards treating medical conditions of inmates. Meth addicts often have heart problems and decaying teeth, all conditions the jail is required to treat.
When they come into the county and they're sick because they haven't taken care of themselves, then we have to sustain their care.
Sheriff Marvel still insists one way to cut down on these costs is to make products containing pseudoephedrine available only through prescriptions. The sober living facility Club Soda is expanding. That means those struggling to recover from addictions have a new place to call home. 2 Club Soda managers opened the door to their new housing facility called Turning Point. 18 struggling alcoholics and addicts will soon find room to recover here, and the community could see a change as early as next week. People will start moving in, including at least 4 inmates from the Vigo County Jail.
We understand the trickle-down effect when somebody comes in recovery, with the families being reunited and having another member of the community become self-sufficient and a productive member of the community.
And Club Soda still needs your help in making this home a success. If you'd like to find out what items and donations are still needed, you can do that by going to our website at WTHI-TV.com.
Now, the Wabash Valley's most watched newscast continues with Storm Team 10's Pamela Gardner.
Good morning, everyone. We're tracking rain chances for later on this morning into this afternoon. And then this evening, we're actually going to clear things out. Here's a live look at Storm Team 10 Fury with the triple scan radar. The only showers we see are in southern Knox County and southern Martin County. Everything moving to the east, southeast very slowly. Everyone is seeing temperatures either in the upper 60s or the lower 70s. So it's a mild start to the day with plenty of cloud cover. Later on, we are expecting the main cold front to move through. That means some redevelopment of spotty showers and thunder showers, not expecting anything severe. Here's how today's shaping up. After noon, after we get rid of the cold front, the showers move through, then we start to clear things out. Partly cloudy skies at 5 o'clock this evening with a high temperature of 78 degrees and gusty winds. Abby?
Some people in Terre Haute or West Terre Haute are under attack from cockroaches this morning. Neighbors finding these cockroaches say they believe a neighborhood eyesore is to blame. Garbage bags and other trash overflow from the bed of a truck in a shed that's visible from the back alley. After months of trying, code enforcement was finally able to track down the owner last week. But News 10 has learned even if nothing is done, it could take months to get the home condemned and about $3,000 to tear it down. A burden for neighbors and the town.
This morning killed 6 roaches while I was getting ready for work. You know, I mean, that's crazy.
That's still $3,000 a home that the town doesn't have. You know, like everybody else, we're trying to cut the budget.
The owner of this property, Jerry Layton, told News 10 he wishes the neighbors would, quote, mind their own business. It's being taken care of, end quote. But he could not say how quickly that would happen. West Terre Haute Town Council President Scott McLean says he is working to start a fund to pay for demolition of condemned properties. More Wabash Valley mosquitoes test positive for the West Nile virus. The Indiana State Department of Health confirms more groups of mosquitoes are positive for the virus in Vigo County. Now, this is the second time this year mosquitoes in Vigo County came up positive for West Nile. West Nile is a potentially dangerous virus spread by mosquito bites. People typically develop symptoms between 3 and 14 days after they're bitten by the infected mosquito. So far this year, there have been 3 reported cases of West Nile in humans. New plans for the Newport Chemical Depot could bring more jobs to the Wabash Valley. The Clean Coal Refining Corporation and the Newport Chemical Depot Reuse Authority agreed to do a feasibility study on the construction of a direct coal liquefaction plant. Now, if the project moves forward, about 2.5 million tons of Indiana coal would be refined annually at the site. Officials say the hope is that the project would encourage redevelopment of the site and be a major contributor to the local economy. Estimates show the increased use of Indiana coal could create 200 new mine jobs and hundreds of support jobs. Oktoberfest kicks off today in downtown Terre Haute. Volunteers were busy setting up for the annual event yesterday. Later today, the tents will be filled with people looking for brats, sauerkraut, and that German potato salad. A beer garden will also be set up, and German music will be playing while you eat. Oktoberfest runs through Saturday at the corner of 9th and Cherry. Food will be served beginning at 11 a.m. today and tomorrow, and the tents will open up on Saturday at 4 p.m. Well, today, if you're headed out to Oktoberfest, you may need to pack that umbrella if you're heading to the tent.
Yes, if it's really early this morning or early this afternoon, you will need your umbrella because we have some spotty showers redeveloping. Right now in Storm Team 10 Fury, with the triple scan radar, we just have a few showers in our extreme southern counties. Everything's moving to the east, but we're going to see more showers and storms fire up along the cold front in a couple of hours. Later on today, we will get the rain out of here by late this afternoon. High of 78 degrees, and there's a look at your 7-day.
Very good. Looking good for the weekend. Thanks,
sure
Pamela.
does.
That's it for News 10 this morning. We'll be back in about 20 minutes with more news and weather. Thanks for watching. Have a great Thursday.
This has been the Wabash Valley's most watched newscast, News 10, leading the way. For local news 24 hours a day, visit WTHI-TV.com.